Far out into the Caribbean Sea, beyond the bleached white tourist beaches, lies an island whose way of life has remained largely untouched for hundreds of years. La Isla Grande is home to about 800 islanders who sustain themselves mostly by fishing and farming, cut off from the modern world with no running water and electrical power lines. But this island did get the attention of one vacationer, who built a palace now abandoned. That would be the infamous king of cocaine, the original El Patron, Pablo Escobar. The son of a farmer and school teacher, began his life of crime while still a teenager. According to some reports, his first illegal scheme was selling fake diplomas. He then branched out into falsifying report cards before smuggling stereo equipment and stealing tombstones in order to resell them. Escobar also stole cars, and it was actually this first offense that resulted in his first arrest in 1974. Shortly thereafter, he became an established drug smuggler, and by the mid-1970s, he had helped found the crime organization that evolved into the Medellín cartel. Even though Escobar was known to be dangerous and somewhat evil, perhaps hoping to win the support of everyday Colombians, Escobar became known for his philanthropic efforts as well, which led to the nickname Robin Hood. He built hospitals, stadiums, and housing for the poor. He even sponsored local soccer teams. His popularity with the Colombians was demonstrated when he actually was elected to an alternate seat of the country's Congress in 1982. Alas, 2 years later, he was forced to resign after a campaign to expose his criminal activities. The justice minister, who led the efforts, was assassinated. At the height of its power, the Medellín cartel dominated the cocaine trade, earning an estimated $420 million a week, and making its leader one of the wealthiest people in the world. With a reported worth of $25 billion, Escobar had ample money to spend, and he did. His lavish lifestyle included 15 private jets, 6 helicopters, and more expensive cars than you could count. In addition, while his family was on the run in 1992 to 93, Escobar reportedly burned $2 million in order to keep his daughter warm. Despite his best efforts, however, even Escobar couldn't spend all his money, and much of it was stored in warehouses and fields. According to his brother, about 10% of the money, which is around $2.1 billion, was written off annually, eaten by rats or destroyed by elements, and in some cases, it was just simply lost completely. Escobar was rich, very rich. Escobar owned a number of amazing homes, but his most notable property was the 7,000-acre estate known as Hacienda Naples. Named after Naples, Italy, located between Bogota and Medellín, reportedly costing around $63 million. It included a soccer field, dinosaur statues, artificial lakes, a bullfighting arena, the charred remains of a classic car collection destroyed by a rival cartel, an airstrip, a tennis court, and a zoo. Escobar's private zoo was home to some 200 animals, including elephants, ostriches, zebras, camels, giraffes, and even hippos. Many of the creatures were smuggled into the country aboard Escobar's drug planes. The front gate is actually topped by the plane he used on his first drug run in the US. I guess it's there for some sentimental value. It was later looted by locals and is now a popular tourist attraction. This resort-style home is definitely one of his more known homes, and in this video, we wanted to talk more about his lesser-known homes. At the far side of the island, hidden and secluded between the tropical forest and the Caribbean Sea, lies an enormous complex of luxury buildings. The decay of the structures mirrors the downfall of the man. For his secret party homes on La Isla Grande, Escobar's plans were no less ostentatious. He commissioned a giant complex featuring a mansion, waterfront apartments, a palm court centered around an enormous swimming pool, and a helicopter landing pad. With more than 300 rooms for guests and partygoers, no expense was spared, even down to the gold shower heads in the bathrooms. Escobar's playground resembled a strip from Miami's South Beach in its 1980s heyday. The only way you're getting on the island is by helicopter or speedboat. Even today, it's one of the hardest places to find. You can't find it on the internet, and your best bet is just to arrive and hope the locals know where it is. Then, you have to find someone who would actually take you there by boat. If you're lucky enough to get that far, once you're on the island, you have to take an adventure through thick forests trying to find the concrete jungle. After hours of trekking through the Caribbean forests, you'll catch a glimpse of white concrete through the thick tropical undergrowth. The forest floor then gives way to an old, ordinary tiled pathway that leads into Escobar's palace. A 30-foot luxury speedboat lies on its side, overgrown with tropical flowers. The boat in its time was worth $187,000. The mansion in La Isla Grande, now government owned, has steadily fallen into ruin. The sprawling complex is already being reclaimed by nature, and the once lush gardens are now home to a family of giant wild pigs. Stepping into the main mansion, it has been decorated with white tile and marble. The cracked walls still show the 1980s color scheme of pastel blues and coral pinks. The lobby leads to an immense courtyard shaded with palm trees overlooking the Caribbean Sea. The court is dominated by an oversized and drained pool. Beyond the swimming pool, a series of broken down docks overlook the ocean. This is where visiting speedboats would have docked and heavily armed lookouts were posted. As with the larger structures, the individual apartments have long since begun to deteriorate at the hands of relentless Caribbean trade winds. While for the people of Isla Grande, life carries on much as it did before Escobar even arrived. On December 2nd, 1993, Pablo Escobar passed away, and believe it or not, a lot of his cash did too. But it is believed that there are still millions of dollars buried in the grounds across the globe that Escobar left buried. So if you want to go on an adventure, you could possibly find tens of millions of dollars buried in the ground.